Hey Sagittarius, this is your reading for the month of April. I like to usually start these off with a little bit of vision or visions I had, and then go from there with the reading. Today, I think let's start with tarot, and then we'll go to oracle cards as guided from there. So as far as the vision for your reading, I got, and I'll just be straight up honest right now. I did this reading yesterday. My mic didn't work the whole time I did it. And so I'm basically just going to tell you the same vision, but I'm pulling new cards. So we'll see what it says this time. But the reading, or not the reading, the vision was you're walking and you're holding hands with somebody, and it could be romantic. It could be just a partnership, romantic or business or whatever. Just, someone you're on the same path with. And in this situation, and as you're holding hands with them walking, they're like, for some of you it feels like the other person is like, it's almost like they get to coast through life, like they're the ones just flying and you have to be on solid ground and have your feet on the ground and kind of deal with all the things that come your way. For others of you, it may feel like the other person has kind of checked out and they're numb to everything, and you're the one that has to feel the, not brunt, but feel the obstacles that you guys run into because they're just in their own world. And some of you, it may be just not even with you, with one other person, but literally you dealing with the idea that when you're working with somebody, you get into jealous habits of looking and being like, well, why do they get it this way? Why is it easy for them? Why do I have to stay on my path? And why does theirs look so much easier? That type of thing. But yeah, let's see what the cards say and we'll go from there. I think I'm just going to pull out 4. We'll see. This is a Crystal Unicorn Tarot. It's a mini version. I have a lot of the mini versions as well because I have small hands. So I still like this deck a lot though. So yeah, what messages, Spirit, God, Universe, do you have for Sagittarius for the month of April, especially in regards to the vision you gave? Messages for the month of April for Sagittarius in regards to the vision you gave. Sometimes I'm not the best at shuffling. Just deal with that. I deal with it. And I don't read reversals, so. I'm gonna go ahead and just do, or actually here, I'll cut it. So 2 of Swords, you're dealing with a decision and it's a mental situation. So you're trying to figure out, weigh out the options. 8 of Pentacles, doing things, trying to do a good job, doing things efficiently, and just hardworking in general. But there's also an element of joy of like, I always see there's an element of joy with this card. It's almost like enjoying, like almost like when you take your time and do your work, it's like you're stopping and smelling the roses. Like you're taking it in. You're not just rushing through and not getting the full experience of what you're learning or what you're growing at, what skill you're doing. 6 of Cups, also another joy, but it's nostalgia or connecting to the past connections. Sometimes it's your inner child. We'll see what the rest of the reading shows. And Knight of Wands, just motion, action, in terms of creativity and passion. It could be sexual as well, but we'll see where this is. So right offhand, what I'm seeing is... What's funny is the one that has the decision to make is the one not facing any of these guys. Like, this one's facing these. This is, like, closing it in. But this one's like, okay, yeah, I'm making a decision, but I'm, like, not really looking at where this is going. But, yeah, like, I'm not even looking. It's almost like, and he's sitting there, too. So it almost feels like, I know that's not normally what this card is, but intuitively speaking for you, what some of you might be dealing with is it's like you're choosing to have a stalemate situation where it's like, you know, like, not stalemate, but like, okay, I'm not going to pay attention to you guys. I'm just going to sit right here and I'm going to make my decisions and figure out what I'm doing on my own. Like, I mean, even the moon is like, let's just sit here together and do that. Like, I don't know. It like feels the same energy. The sky's all green. Like, yeah. And this is like hardworking. It's funny too, because like, I mean, I know they all have their crystals, but it's just interesting. Like, it feels like this is one shade of this concept and this is another shade of the concept. So it feels like this is like, for some of you, this is two views. You're either all in and working hard and doing like such a crazy good job and trying to make sure you do every single thing perfect, dot your I's, cross your T's, everything. Or you're like, I'm out. I don't need to do this. But like inside, you're kind of brooding over decisions you're trying to make. But like what's showing outside is I'm out, I'm done. So it's like all or nothing almost. And I do feel like some of this is like an inner child wound situation. Like for, not inner child, but like, oh, it used to be better back in the day. Like back in the day. Like if you equate it with the vision I had, it's kind of like, okay, well, one minute you're walking and you're together and you're able to do this together. But then the minute you see that they have it easier or they have this fire and they're going forward and everything's going so quickly and they're making all the connections they're supposed to make. For some of you, that's the case. You look and you're like, you know what? Fine. I'm just going to do it my way. But do it your way really is like stagnant. Whether you know, oh my gosh, why does the music keep doing this? Whether you know it's stagnant or turning off, sorry. I didn't mean to say turning off. Whether you know it's stagnant or shutting yourself out or not, that's what happens is when you get into that mentality of focusing on your jealousy of the other person or other people and how easy they have it, you go into this place of stagnancy almost. I'm just like, I'm going to do what I want. I mean, and like, yeah, and his, or whatever, their eyes are all blinded and everything. I mean, with the blindfold. And it's like, okay, well, they can make decisions. They can say they're making decisions, but all they're doing is staying within the realm of themselves. They're not saying anything outside of themselves because of the blindfold. And two, it's like, because swords is mental and communication, but it's at a standstill because you're always just going in circles around yourself and not opening to experiencing things with other people. Even if, say, some people do have it easier, what you see at least, or some people do vibrate on a higher level. And you are called to be at that, though. That's the thing. Like, you're called to do what you're doing and stay where you are. Because that's two people. There's two groups I'm talking to right now. Some of you, your other person seems like their head's in the cloud, la la land, and you don't feel like they're, like, it's efficient. And you're the one that has to, like, do all the work. And you're the one that has to suffer consequences. Others of you, the other person you're holding hands with might be at a higher level, yet you're not there. And it's not that you're in the wrong place, though. You're actually where you're supposed to be, focusing on what you're supposed to be. It's just you're not meant to see what they're seeing right now. And it's not because you did anything wrong or anything like that. It's that their place where they are is for them. You, when you get to your place and you're at this higher level, that'll be for you, and that'll look like something for you. But everyone's different. Everyone's life experience or stage in life, one person's higher level stage in life might be another person's lower. So it's a matter of relativity in that situation, and a matter of just focusing on yourself and focusing on having integrity with where you're going and what you're doing and doing things correctly, and not getting stuck when you see this to where that's what you want to do. And when you see like all this like energy, I also see this. I mean, I know normally this card has the salamander cape or jacket or whatever with the Knight of Wands. But for some reason, like when I look at this right now and I see his mask and I see all that, or the mask and everything, I just think of it like, it's like an obnoxious, no offense to anybody who loves Hawaiian t-shirts, but like, it's like an obnoxious shirt. So it's like, you might be really feeling like somebody's like really flamboyant about how easy they have it and how their energy is just going to go quick and they're just going to go at everything. And maybe it's almost in a phallic way. Maybe, and for some people, it's like you're looking at somebody of the opposite sex and you're like, they get away with everything and they demean these people and they demean that. I mean, that might be a very small view of you. But regardless, it's like, you're looking and you're like, they get away with everything. They get to do everything. They make all these connections and they have it so easy. And then like, here you are hardworking. But when you see all that, you kind of just like sink. So that's kind of what I've been seeing. And that's kind of pretty much what the last night's reading was saying too. So yeah, that's kind of what you've been doing. And for some of you, what it is you don't normally operate at that. Some of you actually normally are good with just being like this. But lately you've been getting tempted to become jealous of the people who seem like they have it easier or who seem like things just come to them. Okay, and I see this too. Like for some of you, this also goes with it. Is I just got this element in my mind right now. This is like behind this one, unicorn. This like whatever column or whatever is behind him. And then the vase or the cup is on top of that. But from far away in a different angle, it might look like the unicorn has the cup on their back. So you might feel like sometimes people are just carrying things really easily and it's like no weight to them, but they might also have support that you're not seeing. Like they might have support or experiences that they've had to go through that make it easy. And it's like, well, do you really want that? Because that's why you're on this path right now, to actually do things correctly, to do things that way so that you can rise to this higher level to where it'll feel like you're just swimming through. I mean, it's also a matter of vibration. Like when you're vibrating at a higher level, then you're not getting confused and getting distracted by all the little inner workings of what might go wrong or bad weather, things like that. Because you understand everything has its time and you just operate in the flow of the energy, allowing yourself to do that. So I hope that helps. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say. I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed in that, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're going to do this. I'm going to do 2 from this deck. This is the actual deck for the Work Your Light oracle cards. You'll have to excuse me. At the end of videos, I start trying to put my cards back as I'm talking, and I'll put like everything in the wrong boxes just because I'm focused on talking. Like, yeah. Messages do you have for Sagittarius for the month of April? That's the vision. And messages. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's rite of passage, crossing the threshold. You're in that initiation period. You're in that period where you're having to be this hard worker. But the thing is, as you're seeing other people around you seem like they have it easier. It's like, and you're kind of just like in that period of this darkness. It's not darkness, but compared to what, you want and everything in this darkness as you go that way. And it's funny, this is like almost the exact same card in a different way. And it's like, what are you clinging to? Clinging on to? Are you clinging on to the idea that they have it better? Are you clinging on to the idea that maybe you miss, for some of you, you might miss, for some of you, you might miss the olden days when things were easier and when it was connections for you. So yeah, it's like you're clinging on to this stuff, and it's like, instead of clinging on, just keep going forward. keep being that hard worker so you're not clinging on in this mentality and getting stuck here. And then you'll have even better than you could have ever imagined in front of you. Like, it's so funny how these cards are literally the exact same picture. I'm just going to show you another card just so you don't think that all the cards of this are the exact same. That's so weird. Oh, okay, that's close. They're not all like this, though. Like, here. There you go. Like, they're not all the exact same. Yeah. So for those of you wanting to hear this as a message with these two cards, I might as well, because you'll wonder if I don't. Yeah, no. Some of you, it's no. Answer no, wait, postpone, pause, say no, because if you're clinging on to something that's the wrong thing and that's why you're making your decisions, and you know, you need to postpone things. You need to check with your heart, check where you are coming from first before you make your decisions, so that your actions aren't from this place, but rather from this place. And then align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change, there you go. What needs to change, you need to get out of this and you need to be in this. And be in this, but not in the part where it can just go like that, but focus on the good. Focus on knowing that, you know, for some of you, it's like once you end up being the person that can hold stuff up like that, once you go through this initiation, this rite of passage that you're in, you're going to be at a place to where you can be inspiring to other people, because your light will be inspiring, so that people there, for those of you who know, they're dealing with people that are kind of like in their own world and numbing themselves out in la la land, and you're the one having to deal with stuff. As you do the right thing and continue having integrity with your path, you become a light to them, but not just to them, but you have that pattern in you to where you're a light to people in general that are struggling like that. And you make them realize what's possible in their own lives. You make them realize that they can do it too, that they don't have to numb themselves and get away from everything and lose themselves. So, I mean, like I said, that's a bunch of different groups I'm talking to. But yeah, regardless, align your life. Like, know that when you're double-minded, when you're doing this and you're letting yourself get distracted, you're creating ties and connections to these lies in your life, and you're kind of making the picture of your light hard to see, and you're shattering it. So then when people look at you, they don't see you as this, okay, what they can recognize you as and recognize as this encouraging light and this encouraging presence, but they rather see this brokenness. And that's not what you are. That's not what you're called to be. You're called to keep going on this path. Look how amazing you have in front of you. Like, this is gorgeous. This is like water, and like, I know it's all beautiful. And then this is like a whole nother one. So it's like, this is literally two different pictures, but it's saying that if you go past this darkness that you're in right now, you have those opportunities. Not just one, but both. So you have more than you could ever imagine. This is swords, so thoughts, mentality. Some of you, this might be a business situation, or with, you know, your value as far as what you bring to the table and material value and things like that. And then some of you, then this is a relationship, but it's you're seeing how relational other people are. I mean, there's all the different swords, or all the different suits. So this could be regarding some of you for relationships. You're in this pattern. Some of you, it's regarding business stuff. Some of you, creative pursuits, all sorts of different stuff. So I hope that resonated for you guys. Oh wait, I was going to pull one more. Let's see. Am I pulling from there? I guess am I pulling from there? I'm trying to think. Because I was going to, and then I had those extra cards, and it was like, maybe not. Here, I'm going to put this back, and as I'm putting it back, I'm going to see. Am I pulling from there? Yeah, I'm pulling one card from the Halloween Oracle. Again, it's a mini version, but it fits on the table correctly with my videos, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm just going to do one card. I almost forgot. I mean, if that would be the case, I guess that's what it would be meant to be, but... Spirit, God, universe, what message do you have in regards to the message so far and the vision and exactly what Sagittarius needs to hear? What does Sagittarius need to hear for the month of April? What does Sagittarius need to hear for the month of April? I'm just going to go like this. Sagittarius need to hear for the month of April. Message the Sagittarius need to hear for the month of April. There we go. Let's see. What does Sagittarius need to hear for the month of April? Skull of light. Illumination. Yeah, there you go. Even in this darkness, even in this dark space, I don't have the cards out anymore, but where you're at, you're supposed to see the light. You're supposed to see, and it's funny too, because the light is like around the head, and it's almost like an aura. And it's like, we have this basicness of, not basic, but organic, you know, what's tangible, but there's magic. There's all this other stuff around. So it's like, it's the energy. Don't pay attention to the physical of where you are and what's most obvious, that, oh, they have it easier than you, or you're really like needing to keep your feet on the ground and it's really a pain in the butt because you don't feel like you have support. But really focus on the light at the end of the tunnel. Focus on that. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to your path. And don't let seeing the other person, focusing on the other person, rob you of your joy and distract you from the path that you're supposed to be on. Because you're on your way. You're on your way, and you're going to make it to where you'll be able to be a light for other people. But when you're a light for other people, like, you won't even feel like it. You'll just feel like you're just sitting around. You'll feel like you're the one floating around, but you'll be being a light and inspiring other people. So I hope that resonated for you guys. Let me know in the comments, and like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what resonated, what didn't, what you want to hear. As always, my intention is that you receive that message when you're supposed to. So if you're supposed to receive it later, months down the road, you know, my intention is that you remember it and it hits you then, or you see it right when you're going to receive it. So regardless, you get it when you need it, and you get it when you'll use it. So I will see you next time.